Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon. Also welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore, where we are continuing on with Klaude's route. However, we need to go back and do this one first because I did choose incorrectly. This is a sword fight and I will win with the sword, not my magic. I do not need to trick Klaude to best him. Okay. My eyes fall on Klaude's arm. His stance is rigid and unwavering. It is a sign that he's trying to keep his whole body steady and his defense solid, but I slide the edge of my blade against his sword and duck out of the way as he slices past my head. And forgive any noises you hear in the background, my roommate's kitten is, he found the jingle balls. Oh dear. I slide the edge of my blade against his and duck out of the way as he slides. Yep, just said that. Klaude's eyes widen as I lower my weapon to elbow him in the gut. My elbow barely connects before he takes a step back and grabs hold of my arm. A valiant effort, my love, but I'm afraid you found the wrong opening. As always, his cockiness is one of his weaknesses. I flip the pommel of my sword and grip it with my other hand, then aim it at his stomach. Klaude releases my wrist and dodges out of the way. We both raise our swords at the same time and our weapons once again collide. I force myself to step forward even beneath the weight of his sword. Then, arms shaking, I slowly slide my sword away. Klaude's blade stops inches from my shoulder, but my sword is closer. I aim the point at his heart with a smile. Every time I put myself in a dangerous situation, Klaude pauses. That gives me the opening I need. Isn't that still technically tricking him, though? And with that, I seal my victory. Klaude sets his sword down and holds up his hands, a sly smile playing on his lips. Fair enough. It seems you have bested me today. But only because you cheated. I did not cheat. You told me to best you in whatever way I could, so I... Klaude lowers the sword I have pointed at his heart with a carefree laugh. He takes a step forward, suddenly close enough we could touch noses. You... The rest of my words fall apart when Klaude presses his lips to mine, silencing me. For a few moments I stand frozen. The only sounds I can hear in the stillness of the forest are my own erratic heartbeat and the gentle flutter of leaves. Slowly I begin to kiss him back, moving my free hand to his back. When he pulls away, he is still somehow smiling at me mischievously. You said seal your victory, but you know that a victory isn't sealed without a kiss. Oh, good gravy. She blushy. It's worth seeing you cheat just to see you turn that adorable tomato red. I didn't cheat. I watch as Klaude leans down to pick up his sword. He winks at me. Yes, I know. All's fair in love and war, as they say. Sparkle, sparkle. I groan at Claude's response. He always manages to say such things nonchalantly, without even batting an eye. I've just readied my retort when something breaks the silence of the forest around us. Okay, we can fast forward. I didn't realize that sealing a victory meant ending a battle with a kiss. I stare at her in horror. That was... I'm just teasing. Garland smiles as he runs a hand through his hair. Aha, there we are. What a good day for victory, though. One could say it was almost a birthday gift. It's not a gift at all. Lucette earned this victory herself. The only victories I accept are ones I earn myself. You see? I know Lucette licked the back of my hand, and we can fast forward again. The hallways are bustling with activity when I enter. Many of the gathered servants and maids stop chattering as I approach. At ease. Aren't you all supposed to be on break? Ah, Princess. We were just enjoying our break outside. I glance around at the gathered staff. I am certain that these people do not usually take their breaks together, even if they do happen to share the same off times. I see. Have any of you seen Emmeline? The princess is in the dining hall with the royal chefs, Princess. I thank the maids with a little bob of my head before making my way to the dining hall. Can I help you, son? The dining hall is just as lively as the hallway, if not more. Appetizing scents waft through the air, mingling to create an overly piquant aroma? Whatever that word is? I spot Emmeline amidst the crowds, testing colored liquids in different chalices. She raises a chalice to her lips just as I arrive before hurriedly placing it back on the table. Oh, Lucette. You look guilty of something. Not at all. Oh no. She's guilty of something. I glance around at the different chalices. Emmeline's shoulders droop with defeat. I was trying different cocktail concoctions for your birthday dinner. It was Claude's idea that we make something completely original for you. I was debating what type of cocktail to make for you. Strawberries and bananas, something with cucumbers and lime. Cucumbers and lime sounds amazing. I mean, I like both of those, but that in particular. I feel terrible because I don't know what your favorite flavors are. That can't be helped. I don't think I've ever spoken about my preferences with you. Still, I must make certain that this drink is perfect. She gestures to the various chalices, then points to one at the far end. It is filled with a white-blue juice and has a familiar creature sitting on top of the glass as a decoration. It's the little chameleon like they had on the little cupcake. Ah. Well, if this was Claude's idea, then I am not surprised he used a chameleon to decorate the chalices. Years ago, when I first met him, Claude enlightened me with stories of his childhood. Apparently, he has a special attachment to chameleons because of his dad. That's cute. Sometimes when the two of us are practicing together, he refers to himself as the Chameleon Prince. He says that he did it so we could have matching titles, but Chameleon Prince and Ice Princess do not match at all. I stare at the chameleon topper. And is this birthday celebration really for me, or is it for him? I've actually been trying to come up with a name for it, but I haven't thought of anything yet, so I thought it might be nice for you to choose it. It will be distributed in the marketplace after we unveil it at your birthday, after all. But what? Claude insisted that the populace have some way to celebrate with you. Since we're going to distribute it in your name, I thought I'd ask what you wanted to call the drink. A name for the drink? Alright, we're gonna save right here. Yes! Alright, I'm gonna call it the Chameleon since it's a chameleon. Even if it is very dramatic, this was still thoughtful of Claude. Since he's been working so hard for this celebration, he ought to be celebrated a little too. And since it is no secret he adores chameleons... The chameleon? Emily looked skeptically at the drink, then burst out laughing. I guess that makes sense with the little chameleon on the glass, but wouldn't that make the drink more Claude's special cocktail? I see no problem with celebrating him. We can play a trick on him during the unveiling. He'll never see it coming. Emily puts a hand to her cheek and grins. I'm sure he'll love it, Lucette. I actually think that's a brilliant idea. And oh, what sort of mixture do you want for the drink? I am not picky. Feel free to choose what you will. Really? Are you sure? Emily looks at me uncertainly. Are you still trying drinks, Em? The familiar voice makes us both whirl in place. Rod stands behind us, lips quirked into a small smile. He steps back without realizing. I'm so unused to Rod's changed height, especially with his quiet demeanor. It feels almost like a contradiction. He scowls at me. Is there something on my face? You cast a shadow. You're terrible. Emily just giggles and she claps a hand on my shoulder. Anyway, thanks for the help, Lucette. I actually had a few more questions to ask you, but I need to figure out this drink before the end of the hour. Rod, you should help me. You want me to help you taste drinks? We can both be royal test drinkers. I don't think nobles test drinks for other nobles. The two of them continue their back and forth banter, and for a few moments I watch with amusement. I have tried my best to mend my relationship with Emily and Rod over the years, and even though the bonds we share are not as strong as the bond they have with each other, our relationship is no longer strained. I think I'll leave you two to your taste testing. I have to meet Claude soon. He insisted on meeting me in my room before he has to run off to a lesson with his history tutor. He's picked up Angelo history fairly quickly, especially since he just started recently. And since I convinced him to stop hiding from the tutor. Emily is staring at the chalice with the chameleon topper thoughtfully. I wonder what sort of gift he'll bring today. Hopefully it's not a choir or some gigantic cake with enchanted candles. Baby. Hopefully it's not a choir or some gigantic cake with enchanted candles. There's no way to know with Claude. The surprise is part of the gift. Well, do let us know what it is once you get it through the wrapping paper. Well, do let us know what it is once you get through the wrapping paper. If it's small enough to fit in a wrapping paper, that is. I nod my head with a smile. The three of us trade quick farewells before I walk out of the crowded dining room and back into the corridor. I have barely managed a few steps into the corridor before someone collides with me. The impact pushes me down to the ground. Oh, I'm so sorry. The man holds out his hand to me. My humblest and most sincere apologies, Princess Lucette. Please, allow me to help you to your feet. I glance up at the man and frown. I am about to respond to his apology when I pause, noticing his gentle features. It is impossible not to recognize him. This is... I figured. I had a feeling it was going to be Lance. I stare at him in shock. The light of the sun is angled just right on his features, making everything on his face gently glow. My earlier agitation disappears completely when I behold his smile. He's not that pretty to me, I'm going to be honest. I don't find him that pretty. I really, really don't. He's pretty average to me, actually. Nice to see you too, Princess Lucette. That doesn't mean that I don't think he's like cute on the cuter side of average, but he's still just kind of average. And once again, I am so sorry. I continue to stare at him, eyes wide, his apology barely registering in my mind. You're not supposed to be here for another month. That I am not, yet here I stand. Sparkle, sparkle. He continues to smile at me jovially. There is an explanation for this, I promise. He gestures again with his hand, a clear insistence that I take it. Did I get the correct answer on the last one? I don't think so, but it feels like the right one. And I know that some of these answers aren't supposed to show themselves for some time later. And I know that there's also been other choices that I made that didn't show up until other choices had to be made as well, for whatever reason, because it just takes forever to see the result. So I'm worried that in this case is going to be, we won't know the result until we see the drink. I don't know what to do. Oh no. Okay. We'll just take his hand or refuse his help. Well, refusing his help might be rude right now. I'll take his hand. His smile lengthens into something even more dazzling as he grips my hand and pulls me to my feet. I've done a terrible thing, knocking over your beautiful lady. Is there anything I can do to apologize to you? You can let go of her hand. Klaude appears suddenly behind Lance, his expression mired with a scowl. Lance releases my hand immediately. I knocked her down, so I... Yes, I know. The usual story. This is what happens when one is clumsy. He's just a lot prettier to me than him. Like, everyone except for Chev, because Chev's terrible personality kind of killed his looks, to a certain degree for me, is just prettier than this guy. That doesn't mean he's ugly. He's not. Like I said, he's on the cute side of average. He's just average, though. Kitty. My cat decided she's gonna rub against the mic stand. We get it. You're desperate for attention only when I'm recording. Lance smiles, a little sheepishly, before he turns his full attention on Klaude. Well, that was all a little awkward, but... His smile widens into something somehow both shining and gentle. Sparkle, sparkle. Nice to see you too, Karma. Llama. The few people that are in the hallway, including a few of the servants, pause briefly to glimpse at Lance as they pass. They smile when Lance makes eye contact with them. It's like, in truth, like I said, I don't really find him to be terribly attractive. But at the same time, I actually kind of appreciate that he seems to be getting so much attention because of the fact that he's kind of average. Just like this average looking basic dude. Just this average looking dude who still somehow has sparkles all over his face, even though he's not terribly attractive, is getting everyone's attention nonetheless. Like, everyone is just enraptured by him. And somehow I kind of appreciate that, actually. Last time Lance was here, he had a similar effect. He has a way of sparkling. Klaude does it too, but on purpose. I did not... Oh, and he also does it by accident. That somehow makes it better. I did not think it was possible before, but I'm fairly certain Lance sparkles without meaning to. Lance's smile fades away. I apologize for not writing in advance of my arrival. Father insisted I come early to surprise you. By showing up an entire month early? Yes, exactly. Last time I visited with Mother, we ruined everyone's schedules. Father figured that if no one had any time to plan, I wouldn't be imposing as much. Oh man, that is not very sound logic. I've never met Klaude and Lance's father, but sometimes I cannot help but wonder what sort of king he is outside of the stories I hear. No, it's not sound logic, but it is something Father would do. He likes surprising people. The two men look at each other for a few moments. Lance looks noticeably uncomfortable with Klaude scowling at him. The silence is stifling. I clear my throat. It is good to have you here, Lance. Does my family know that you are here? Oh, I already met with King Gennaro and Queen Ophelia earlier. I was on my way to visit Princess Emmeline and Prince Rob when I bumped into you in the hallway. Oh, and I happened upon Commander Garland earlier. I was watching one of his practices. Perhaps Garland met Lance earlier, and that is why he mentioned his name. Did he want to keep all of this a surprise? Garland's in for a very stern talking to later. Lance smiles again. I heard that your birthday is in 6 days, Princess Lucette. It will be an honor to attend the celebration. You said you were invited. And it will be an honor to have you there, Lance. Oh, okay, I guess she invited you. I'm cool with Lance being there. Klaude still looks agitated by the conversation. Klaude is always unreasonably moody when his brother visits. I know that feel. He tells me that it is a sibling rivalry, but sometimes I feel it runs deeper than that. I had hoped to catch up with you two, but I don't want to interrupt any of your plans. Then why did you come without notice? Klaude sighs beside me. He seems to deflate a little, but some of the earlier tension I sensed in him fades away. He smiles at Lance. The sight puts me at ease. As much as I want to catch up now, I have an engagement. 2, in fact. I steal a quick glance at Claude's hands and realize belatedly that he holds a colorful box in them. Is that the birthday gift you mentioned earlier? It is surprisingly small. I figured as much. This is what happens when one shows up unexpectedly on another person's doorstep. In that case, I'll make myself scarce for the hour. If you have the time to spare after your engagements, I'll be in the dining room. I hear some sort of celebration planning is taking place. He gives a slight but elegant bow before walking past us, still smiling his gentle smile. It begins. What? The llama takeover. Aren't you being a bit dramatic? He is your brother. I'm dramatic because he is my brother and I know him. I mean, have you not met me? Klaude sighs. I'll have to rearrange the schedule now to make sure he doesn't accidentally change any of my plans. Plans? Klaude shakes his head slightly before smiling at me mischievously. Plans? Whatever you're talking about, Lucette. I nudge his shoulder, but he just laughs at me before setting his arm on my shoulders with a smile. Shall we? The two of us make our way down the corridor into my room. Thankfully, there are no further incidents in the hallway. By the time we get back to my room, Klaude is noticeably more at ease. I take a seat on my bed as he shuts the door behind him. The day's climax is at last upon us. That could be very wrong out of context. There's no choir involved in this, is there? Last year, I sat down on my bed and a choir started singing a birthday song in the garden outside my window. No choir. This is much better. He sits down beside me and hands me the box. His eyes are glimmering with excitement. Claude's excitement is just as much a part of the gift as the gift itself. He always looks so happy when he gives me something. And this happiness is contagious. Are you going to continue to make me wait in suspense? I thought this was my gift and not yours. Don't be like that, love. You know how much I enjoy seeing your eyes light up when you open a gift. I glanced down at the little box that is now on my lap. It is wrapped in vibrant red, gold, and green. A small card on the top reads, "To my betrothed on her special birthday week. You are my compass even in darkest times." I flush a little as I pluck the card off and set it aside. Betrothed. It is still so strange to think that we're engaged. Everything feels as it always has. It feels natural. I eye the ring on my finger as I carefully unfold the wrapping paper. You could just tear the paper, you know. I enjoy making you wait in suspense. You do like to tease me, don't you? I laugh as I pull off the wrapping paper and then slowly open up the box that Klaude has brought for me. Aw, that's cute! I take the first plush out of the box and stare at it. It is fuzzy and almost completely black with red eyes, and yet somehow it is cute. And the other plush, I take it out and gaze at its dress and face. It is a lily necklace hanging from its neck and glass slippers on its small feet. I can immediately tell from the hair who it is meant to be. It's me, and I stare at the black beast plush, startled. You? Klaude laughs, looking pleased with himself. But why would he make himself out to be a beast? You look confused, but certainly you must realize that this gift is based off the Beauty and the Beast. But you... Look, I even gave myself a crown. I furrow my eyebrows at him. You don't really think that you're... a beast? Klaude's lips curl into a gentle smile. In the past, yes, but for now, the beast is just a plush. Don't you think it's cute? I glanced down at the beast plush again, my fingers on the crown. The past him, I lean against Claude's shoulder and hold up the two plush toys so that I can see them side by side. They are adorable, Claude. I love them. I wrap my arms around his waist and settle my hand on his shoulder. Thank you. Better than a choir or a large cake? I debated combining the two this year, you know. I suppose if I had to choose. No, wait. Don't tell me. You might just break my heart. I grin at him as he wraps an arm around my waist and plants a kiss on the top of my head. I love everything you get for me, no matter how small or how grand. I eye the rose locket hanging around his neck and smile. Claude notices me looking and puts a hand to it. More than 2 years ago, he had a rose tattoo by his heart. Now he calls the rose locket his heart. I would get you the whole world if I could, but for now, I hope you don't mind settling for these smaller gifts. I'd never be able to fit the whole world in my room, but I can fit you in here at least, and that's probably the most important thing. Ah! Probably? Who said I am offended? I laugh and he leans down to plant a kiss on my smile. You really won't let me skip out on my lessons today? I could think of much better things to do with this time. I bet you could. Raises an eyebrow at me, but I just slide away from him. A prince of Angiel needs to know his kingdom, doesn't he? Claude stares at me after that. His expression grows surprisingly somber. For a few moments, I see a glint of melancholy in his eyes. Then he stands up abruptly and fixes a smile to his face. Of course, and there's also my kid brother to attend to. I will go speak with Flint, so do not worry about him. Once again, Claude's expression is sullen, but the look is only temporary. He leans down to take my hand, then places a soft kiss at its back. In that case, I will see you later, my love. He smiles at me one last time before heading out the door. I fall back in my bed, holding the two plushes to my chest. I hold up the beast plush and sigh. That uneasiness I felt just now was my imagination, right? The beast plush does not answer me. I set the Beauty and the Beast plush toys down beside each other on my bed. For a few moments, I look at them thoughtful. Eventually, I move to exit the room and turn my thoughts to brighter things. Alright, I'm going to save right here. And once again, I did not see, like, this one I feel like is going to take a while to actually prove if it was correct or not, but this one feels like it would be more immediate. I think what I'm going to do next time is I'll start with this decision and then continue on. And if somebody wants to go ahead and correct me on this decision, please feel free to do so. I don't want to I want the best possible ending, darn it. And I don't want to look anything up because I don't want to spoil anything for myself by accident. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. I am Bacon, and this so far has been Cinderella Phenomenon. Evermore, Claude's Route. If you like the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, recommend whatever you like. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.